Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is more of an impromptu Unwrapped. One of the earliest episodes of Unwrapped, we took a look at some productivity software that was released by a company in Ballston Lake or Ballston Spa, New York called Enable. And we're going to be installing one of their flavors of Enable called EnableWorks Plus. Now we're installing it on a Model 25 PS2. Don't have a tripod for the iPhone, which is what I usually use to capture video. So it's not going to be straight video all the way through. It will be video and some pictures, but hopefully I'll be able to piece this together okay on the MacBook Pro before I upload it to YouTube. So glad you're here. Thanks for watching. So this PS2 Model 25 has the external IBM 5 1/4 inch disk drive, and this is what we're going to be installing it off of. The version of Enable that I have is the 360K version. So there's quite a few disks to go through. Won't make you sit through them all. We'll just go through the part to get right up to the installer, and once we get to the main portion, we'll skip over that. That's all right. We can fix that after it's installed. This PS2 does not have a config.sys file set for it yet. And talk about serial numbers. I think whoops. I can see it, but it's blocked out for you. Now, I really shouldn't care about a serial number for such old software, and I don't really, but you can find them out there if you want to install Enable. There are serial numbers out there, and actually, if you can find it, there's a generic one that they used for testing purposes that you could slap in here if you really wanted it. No. Well, we'll try it this way. There we go. I always prefer it to have it in the Enable folder, not EnableWorks. And I have the files, the working files for an Enable data. And we're going to install in the DOS environment. I did think that, you know, for as old as this software was, you could install it in DOS or OS2, single user, or local area network. This isn't going to be on a LAN, so we're going to install the entire product. It's not monochrome CGA. Change. Oops. Well, we'll take it as it is, I guess. The PS2 Model 25 uses an MCGA, which does give you, I think it might give you VGA monochrome. Well, but, and here we go. All right. So now we're going to go through, we're going to do the printer selection. Select a couple of printers. Boy, this brings back memories. Wait for tarlib to untar all these files. So the second disc, we'll be right back. Now the printer packages for Enable kind of reminds me of the foreign language packages for Mac OS X. It takes up a lot of space. In this case, the full printer pack for Enable would take up 2.5 megs, which, when you think of like in the grand scheme of things, what's 2.5 megs? But on a 20 meg hard disk, that's more than 10%. So I only choose two print drivers. The IBM graphics printer, which is just the rebranded Epson, and then the IBM Pro Printer series. Now, the interesting thing is that I only want two printer drivers out of this. It has to extract the whole print driver library out of off the disk first. Then it will install it and then dump the rest. And we'll go back to the DOS disk so we can choose our printers. Okay. Now, I suppose, even though in the initial part of the installation you could say, do you want all the drivers? It does give you the opportunity to ask again here. Nope, we're only going to press 1 to select the 2 that I mentioned before. Come on down to IBM. You can see quite a few different makes and models. Graphics. And the original Pro printer. Just confirm those are the ones I want. I do not want that one, but it's going to it's going to make me have it anyway. And no, not a problem, I guess. Okay. We're done with printers. Now installing other productivity packages like Lotus Symphony and Microsoft Works were a lot more straightforward. But if you've ever seen the documentation that comes with Enable, plus once you've gotten into it and really worked with it, you'd see that it's got a lot more power than Microsoft Works or Symphony does. So it's going to ask for disk 1E here. Now, there's quite a few, as I mentioned before. I think if I can bring it up here, there's 13 of them. I'm not going to sit here and make you wait for all 13 to install. So the video will pick up at disk 13. We'll change the configuration file to include the number, the config.sys file to include the number of files equal 40 statement. And then we'll get into looking at EnableWorks. So it finally finished the install. If you did happen to notice what time we started the install at, it's quite a bit later now. We put the DOS install disk back in. And of course, it now confirms that we finished the installation. So back to our C drive. We're going to create our config.sys whoops. I don't think it said anything about buffers. So let's restart. Okay. All right, welcome to EnableWorks Plus. We're going to go main menu. And of course, it provides you word processing, spreadsheet, database, communications, and mail merge. Let's see if we can change the... Okay, so it does use monochrome VGA. We'll go back to color. Now, unlike other productivity packages that will actually allow you to create the document, and Enable wants you to name the thing before you even get started. But it doesn't automatically save it as you go along, so and that's installing EnableWorks Plus on a 58 model PS2 8525. Thanks for watching.